Yes, Scott Severus, I am aware that we have a game today, but if I don't stop by and see my in-laws, my wife's going to be pissed off and I'm not going to get anything for Christmas other than socks. Well, look, Scott, if you don't care about Christmas presents, I won't bother getting you one. Yeah, that's what I thought, mate. I'll be there for first pitch, alright? Hi guys, I'm Aussie and welcome to episode 3, season 2 of the Seattle Mariners. And if you're wondering about the intro there, my wife is from Windsor, across the border in Canada from Detroit, and I lived there for like 12 years. So, very, very much know my stomping ground, and today we are playing the Detroit Tigers. Now, we do have a lot to catch you up on, but I want to start with a few thank yous first of all. First up is for a new Patreon supporter, William. Thank you so much, mate. Patreon support is always so greatly appreciated. It really helps. Just really helps, you know, keep the channel sort of growing and helping me pay bills and all that kind of stuff as well. Lets me put more time into this sort of stuff. So thank you, all my Patreon supporters, William particularly today. And if there is a link in my description if you're interested in doing that as well. But like I say, not expected. That's just greatly appreciated. Other thank yous, a massive thank you to Grizzly Old Dude and Flo as well. They've both been helping me trying to get things back on track. I feel like sort of like a turtle that's flipped on his back, and you've all been laughing at me for a little while, and now it's kind of like, all right, we need to help him because he's seriously in trouble here. So I haven't actually, I'd already played through to get up to this point. So there's a minimum amount that I've been able to do, or minimal amount I've been able to do with the help that those guys have been giving me. But the little bit that we have done, we'll see in a little bit how we've been going. It has been helping. So massive thank you to you guys. I think, hopefully it's not a little bit too late in our time at the Mariners and we're going to get sacked before I get to take full advantage of everything. But, yeah, I think that is definitely helping. Now, news. You may have noticed Dan Vogelbach injured 3 weeks with concussion. Not ideal. So he's going to be missing for this episode and a little bit beyond that as well. So that's frustrating, but it is what it is. We'll have to do our best to get by. Back from injury is Will Smith. We sent him down to AAA right now on a rehab mission. He's doing okay. He's had one game, two outs basically, and he gave up a base runner with whatever that works out to be, because it's, I don't know, whip is per inning, isn't it? So he hasn't really pitched any. Anyway, he's working himself back into fitness. And the other thing that catch you up on is we do have a trade. We have a trade. It's a good trade, I think, as well. So what started this trade is that Logan Morrison did not want to go back. I was trying to do that suggestion that you guys had of bringing in Jay Bruce to be the designated hitter and have Vogelbach play first base. Morrison did not want to go back to AAA, which, considering we signed him on a minor league contract, is just rude. So we traded him. And not only did we get rid of Logan Morrison, average first baseman, but in return we got Daniel Murphy, superstar apparently. I don't know. Just looks an absolute beast. Yes, he's 35. He's on $8 million a year, so it's cost us money to do this. He's got this year and then next year left on his contract, but very, very good defensively. Very, very popular player on the team, as the fan interest went up when we signed him. And at the plate, he looks to be an absolute star. Now, he was at Colorado. He hadn't been doing too well for them this year, but look, previous years, he's batted at or around 300 for the last 3 seasons. So I'm hoping that he'll do something similar to us. And he's just a really, really, I think, good addition to the team. Short term, yes, but... And I know, Flo, it's not building for the future, is it? But I'd already done this, and I just think he's a really good player. So hopefully that'll sort of play out for us, and he'll become just a star. Now let's have a look at what else we want to have a look at here. What we've been doing in terms of the league. Now we did leave off at this White Sox game a narrow defeat. We played the Indians. We lost 2-1 in game 1. Another narrow defeat. We actually won game 2. Game 3 was a little bit of a blowout. I mean, not too bad, but 4-0. And then again, we lost a narrow game in game 4. So it's kind of felt a little bit more positive coming into that. Or coming out of that, I should say. Then we played the Oakland A's. We did manage to win the first 2 games. Game 1, I kind of had to laugh because it was Baruki's first game as a starter. Who did I lose face with? Oh, for the guy that started last game, Jonathan Lisongo, or whatever his name is. He's a better reliever. So I made the change. Got ejected for fighting and suspended for 7 games. So well done, Muppet. This is the guy that we dropped down. You can see here as a reliever, he's a 3.5 star pitcher. So and his stamina isn't that great anyway. So he's maybe better suited to being a reliever. So we put him into the bullpen. But that was that game. Then we lost game 3 there, obviously. We played the LA Angels, and again, we won 1 of 3, but it was narrow defeats. And this is a team, if you can see there, 650 they're playing this year. They're a really good team, and we gave them a really good game. Then we played Toronto. Game 1 was annoying. We were 3-1 up, and then we conceded 2 runs in the 8th, 2 runs in the 9th, and lost it. So that, again, a really close game that I feel like we possibly should have done better at. And it was Kikuchi that got a decent start away in that one. And it was Johnson, one of our youngsters, and it was Brennan, the closer, that sort of combined to blow that for us, which was, again, frustrating, but it is what it is. Game 2 here was a really good performance. Sheffield, we can see here we got 4 runs in the 8th, which is what won it for us, basically, so that was good. But Justice Sheffield with a good start, 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 walk, no earned runs. We need a little bit more of that Justice Sheffield, a little bit less of the one that gave up 8 runs in 2 innings. Game 3, we're not going to talk about. 7 runs in the first innings. This was Baruki's first game back after suspension against his former team. We got him from Toronto, you may remember. And he went 0.1 of an innings, 7 runs, 5 of them earned, and we obviously never came back from that, so that was frustrating. Then we've played the Tigers. The first 2 games of the series so far we've won at Detroit, so that's good. We have game 3 today, obviously. We've won 7 of 15 since last episode, so just slightly worse than 500. But not too bad. 5 of 5 of the last games. I think if we continue from here, we need to play around 500 baseball this year. It doesn't say we actually have to get to 500. So if we can keep up this sort of form, then I think we'll be okay. We just don't want to keep going at sort of 385 numbers. But if we look at the front office and the owner, he's gone down a little bit more. He's now only satisfied. I think a big part of that is the signing of Daniels has made that our actual projected balances dropped down from, I think it was a bit just under 18 million to, you can see there, 12.5. So it must have been 17.5 or so before. So that, I think, has dropped him down a little bit, but it kind of is what it is at this point, to be honest. Now, the one other thing I did want you guys' opinion on is when Smith is ready to come back in, is who do we look to bring him back in for? You can see here the season episode of everybody's ERAs. One thing you will have noticed, sorry to go back to this screen, you'll notice that ERAs are generally dropping down, which is good. We're sort of, that looks like a professional bullpen, doesn't it? Or a professional bullpen as well. Looks like a professional pitching staff. You can see that our starters ERA is 9th, our bullpen ERA is 4th. You can see the numbers there, 4.5 and 3.5 basically, which isn't too bad. FIP, which I think is something that I'm supposed to look at more. We're 3rd in the league, which is good. Pitching WAR is 4th, which I know is something I'm supposed to pay more attention to. So I think there's an element of us playing without luck right now as well. But when we bring Smith back in, I'm thinking, you look at ERAs, I mean, it's Hunter Strickland that should go, ERA of 5.89. The problem with that is that we're going to have to put him on waivers, and I suspect that he might get claimed off of waivers as well. So I don't know if that's something we necessarily want to do. But you can see everybody's numbers there for the year if you want to have a look. I should point out quickly, a star for us has so far been Wyatt Mills, absolutely killing it. 1.84 ERA. I know I should look at ERAs. WHIP of 0.82 though. ERA plus of 254. I don't know if that's good or not. WAR is what it is. I need to look up more what these numbers mean exactly so I know what I'm talking about. Well, sort of more so know what I'm talking about. The batting lineup, you can see there numbers-wise. I mean, Brian Reynolds absolutely smashing it up. First season as a Major League Baseballer, batting .320, which is nice. But, yeah, not too bad, I don't think. All right, guys, let me know what you think anyway with who we should get out of the bullpen, if it is Hunter Strickland, or if we get maybe one of the youngsters that we could send back to AAA. But they're doing okay. The other one maybe would be Tyler Johnson, if we send him back to AAA for maybe some more development. But he's not doing too badly. Anyway, I think I've rambled on long enough here. Let's go and have a look at the team we're sending out to face the Tigers. And it looks as though we've got a few matchups going our way here. So Malik Smith, back from injury, is leading us off. Freddie Galvis, who is an absolute rocket hitter. He's just been amazing against left-handed pitching. So he's going to bat number 2 in this one. Reynolds bats 3. Daniel Murphy's going to clean up at first base for us. Tyler Walls is going to bat 5 at second base. Kyle Sager bats 6 at third. Carlos Toki comes in to play right field for this one. Hanniger is just not batting too well right now. Jay Bruce back in from the cold. He's going to bat as a DH in number 8. And Omar Narvaez, Maury needs a rest. Narvaez comes in for this one. Kikuchi gets the start for us. You may not be able to see behind my head. And we're up against Daniel Norris for the Tigers. He is not looking too great. ERA of 10. Yes, please. Whip of 213 and WAR of -1. I like those numbers. And here we go. Welcome to Comerica Park. It's Malik Smith to lead us off. And, we get straight into it. Smith lays down a bunt. And is he going to beat it? No, not quite. Not quite. Yeah, I mean, Comerica Park is the baseball ground I have been to the most, as you would imagine. You can almost see my old apartment in the background there, I think. Alright, now we're going to go through all the starts game stuff. Alright, it's Freddie Galvis up next. The one thing we do have a little bit of a problem, he's hit that quite well. Is he going to get there? No play, excellent stuff. Galvis gets himself on base yet again. If there is one weakness, I think the reason we struggle against left-handed batting is essentially we have a lot of left-handed and switch hitters. Brian Reynolds gets it through. All right, can we get Galvis to third? No, we can't. But 1 out, runners at first and second. And it's going to bring Daniel Murphy a first look at him. Left-hander, of course. And he has hit into a double play. Oh, Murphy, you moron. And that'll end the first innings for us, unfortunately. Kikuchi, leaky faucet comes onto the mound, and let's see what we can do. If we can get a good start, one thing I have changed, and hopefully we will see a benefit of that. Galvis comes in, does he have a play? No, he does not. I have changed in the strategy screen so that we should be hooking pitches a little bit sooner than we have been. Is that going to be caught out there? It is a diving catch by Toki. Well done, son. And we should also be pinch hitting more often now as well. So I changed that in team strategy. It's just so we don't have situations where we have somebody who's there purely as a defensive player leading off a 9th innings or, like we've had in the past. Lukey Fawcett with the strikeout. They're going to try and steal on Narvaez. Pretty good idea, that one, I think. He's not the best. And that is a runner at second with 2 out. We need to get Kristen Stewart at the plate here. Come on, Lukey Fawcett. That is straight to Murphy, and we do get the play. Well done, boys. All right. We get ourselves out of the first innings. And it's Tyler Walls that comes up now to bat, leading us off in the the top of the second. Walls, decent piece of it, but straight to third base. Oh, and it's an error. A terrible throw, and that'll get Walls to second. Is that a little bit of luck that we've been lacking lately? Excellent, excellent stuff. We'll take that and run. Runner at second. No one out. Kyle Sager to the plate. Another lefty on lefty, of course, which I think that's a pitching matchup, isn't it? Or is it this? I never can remember. Anyway, I just go off the how they've been batting against them. Toki, what can he do? Toki's hit it well into a double play though. Unbelievable, unbelievable. Runner to third, 2 out. Ken J. Bruce on his return. No, he can strike out. All right, never mind. Promising signs, but no cigars. All right, it's Xander Bogarts up against Leaky Fawcett. That should be easy enough for Kyle Seager over the first, and that is 1 away. This is nice. Derek Fisher to the plate up against Yusei as well. Obviously, you'll see I've made a pitching change. Yusei, it's back up the middle, and that will be at least a single. Should not be anything more than that. Reynolds gets it in. And maybe we're setting up a double play of our own here. Jake Rogers now to the plate. He's in a frosty streak for the Tigers. He's hit that. Is that a double play? Oh, you know what? It just might be. Walls turns it. And that'll get us out of the bottom of the second. All right. All right. It's going to be Omar Narvaez to lead us off. I keep forgetting he was an all-star last year. He really did have a good year for us last year. But, when someone like Maury becomes available, you've got to take him, don't you? And then Narvaez becomes backup. Malik Smith has hit that. He's got no power, and it doesn't look like there's much power there because centre field's going to make a simple catch out there. That's 2 away. And Freddie Galvis comes in. Of course, he got that infield hit last time up, and this time he strikes out. Now, of course, I get to start to worry at a point like this. We know that their starting pitcher is not the strongest. If we don't get runs off of him and they go to their bullpen, nice strikeout there from Yusei. Their bullpen is likely going to be stronger, and then we find ourselves in a tight game because we haven't taken advantage of their starter. Maybe he'll tire. Maybe that'll be what the problem is. Yusei to continue after the single there. That could be another double play. No, it's gotten past Sega, and it is runners at first and second, one out. And is Leaky Faucet about to start dripping? Come on, mates. Come on. That is a pop-up. It should be easily caught at first base there by Murphy. And it is. So that's 2 away. Gives us a way out of the innings now. And can we get... It's Miguel Cabrera to the plate. He must be 50 by now. Come on, Yusei. Oh, don't. Oh, and the faucet is dripping. It's 3-0. And that just seems to be what happens to us, isn't it? I know Flo was suggesting that we should look to get rid of Yusei, because don't forget, we're paying him 14 million. I mean, he has been doing better. To be completely fair to him, he has been doing better, but 14 million is a lot of money for somebody, you know, that's third in our rotation, and ideally would be lower. Would be lower than that still. Murphy comes in to bat now. What can he do? We need to try and get some sort of response going here, ideally. Murphy up the middle into the shift, and that should be the second out. And Tyler Walls. Now, like I say, we really struggle against left-handed pitching. That could drop in. Is it going to drop in? Yes, it is. And the reason for that, a lot of left-handed, a lot of switch hitters that seem to be better facing right-handed pitching. Kyle Sager with 2 out. Walls has looked for the steal, and he's going to get there comfortably. That puts him in scoring position. Now the question is, of course, can Sager knock him in? Oh, he's got contact, but unless there's some sort of stuff up there, that is going to end the innings. And we're scoreless through 4. Now we've got to get through the bottom of the innings. It's Xander Bogaerts, batting .248 this season. That'll be .250. Can Reynolds get there? Or maybe he can. No, it just stays in. It just stays in. And that is 1 away. Derek Fisher now to the plate to face Yusei. That should be easy enough. Navarez over to first base, and Daniel's... what's his name? Murphy. Daniel Murphy. Murphy gets the play. New players. It takes me a while, doesn't it? Rogers steps in now against Yusei. Yusei sits him down. All right. A nice response there, Yusei. But, yeah, damage may have already been done. Carlos Toki comes in. Come on, Carlos. He's hit that. And that is going to be 1 away. Jay Bruce, the designated hitter, full count to him. He's hit that again, but straight to second base, and that's not going anywhere. Not been a good batting performance from us so far, has it? Navarez comes in. 0-1's the count. 2 out. Navarez has hit it relatively well, but center field is there, and that'll end the top of the 5th for us. Yusei to continue against Carlos Gonzalez. And that gets through for a leadoff single. The problem we might have coming up here too is that I think our next 2 games are against left-handed pitching. I want to say, is Smith going to get to that? It'll be a good catch if he... Oh, it's a stunning catch. Stunning catch by Malik Smith out there in center field. Yeah, we have the next 2 games are up against left-handed pitching as well, so that could be a bit of a problem. That's going to get through, isn't it? And that will get runners at first and second. Come on, boys. Can we get a double play, or is the faucet going to keep dripping? It's a full count. 1 out. That should be caught out there by Toki. Comes in and makes a simple catch. Runner stays at second. And can we get out of this innings now? It's Miguel Cabrera. Oh, we've seen this movie before, haven't we? Cabrera comes in. 1 and 2's the count. 2 out. And this time, the faucet doesn't drip, and we get out of that innings. So, yeah, not too bad. I'm hoping I'll be able to go a little bit more in depth before next episode with the advice that you guys have been giving me, and hopefully we'll be a better team for it. That's out, isn't it? Galvis comes in. 1 for 2 so far. What can he do? Galvis up the middle. It's going to get through. Yes, it is. And that's Galvis on base. He just hits left-handed pitching. I don't know what it is. He's terrible against right-handed pitching. He's the only player on our team, and we have now got a change of pitcher. And this guy's ERA is much, much better. So that could be a problem. Reynolds comes in. It's a right-hander, though, which could benefit us. That's going to get back up the middle. And does Galvis get himself to third? No, he doesn't. Runners at first and second. 1 out. Murphy to the plate. Are we going to get a double play here? 3 and 1. he hasn't hit it quite well enough, has he? Or too well, depending on how you look at it, and that'll be 2 out. Tyler Walls now comes in. Can he do something with 2 out? He's hit it. It's going to be caught in right field, though, and that'll do it for us. We just can't get anything going, but as long as we stay in the game, there's always a chance, isn't there? Yusei to continue now. Full count. And he walks him. Not ideal. Xander Bogarts comes in to bat. 1 and 2 is the count on him. That is going to get through against the shift, it looked like. And that is runner going to third as well. None out. Runners at the corners. And I think the fourth looks about to drip. Come on, Yusei. Do something useful, you muppet. And that is going to be a double play, but it's going to score a run as well. So it's 4-0. Bases are clear, which is maybe a positive, but yeah, the fourth that drips again. Come on. Strikes him out, but we do go behind another runner. We've only got 3 innings to go here. Kyle Seager to lead us off. What can he do? Not much. He strikes out. Carlos Toki comes in to bat. He gets it down towards first base, and that'll be 2 away. And it's going to bring up Omar Narvaez and... Oh, no, it's Jay Bruce. We're not even at the bottom of the order yet. Jay Bruce has not had a massive success so far this season. He's popped that up. It's deep, though. Is centre field going to get there? Yes, he does. And we stretch from a very, very bad position indeed. Wyatt Mills comes in to pitch. The problem with Bruce is that because he didn't want to get demoted, he hasn't played any baseball. He's just been sitting on waivers all season. His contract is up the end of this season. That is going to get through, and Wyatt Mills might be about to freeze on YouTube here. Gosh, this looks familiar. Runners at the corners, none out. Come on, and Hunter Strickland comes in, and his ERA is absolutely shocking. He's been a real disappointment for me so far, Hunter Strickland. I thought he was going to be a lot better than he has been. Now, can Smith make this catch and stop the runner from getting home? No, he cannot, and that is 5-0, and Wyatt Mills gives up a run. And again, I mean, this is actually, I'm going to say, probably the worst we've played. Smith doesn't quite get to that one either. We have been getting, you saw yourself, apart from that one Toronto game, the games have been relatively close, but this is turning into what I would call a little bit of a blowout. We've not pitched well. Cabrera comes up with 1 out. We strike him out. That gives us a way out of the innings now. And it's Kristen Stewart up against Strickland. Can he get us out of this? Come on, Hunter. Absolutely crushed. So I think we might waive Hunter Strickland. 8-0. And I feel my anxiety and stress levels rising rapidly. And that is a good catch out there by Brian Reynolds. So just the 8 runs we need now with 6 outs. When runs needed are more than outs required or outs remaining, then you start to panic, don't you? There we go. This has been really, really disappointing. Malik Smith, 0-2. He gets a piece of it, but it's going to be caught out there. I did want to ask you guys too. I mean, we're not to this position just yet. And we have been doing okay. You know, we've kept games close. This is obviously not a good one for us. And I think we will be doing a lot more to try and trade off Kikuchi, Hunter Strickland, because I think they just keep letting us down time and time again. Strickland now walks another leadoff man. And we brought somebody else on. I missed who it was. Gets the strikeout. We can't throw the run. Oh, we threw. Yeah. Do we get to the point where, and this is completely up to you guys. Now, Tyler Johnson either strikes players out or gives up runs. He's just, you don't really get a hit off Johnson. You get walked or you strike out, it seems like. That'll be 2 away, and Malik Smith will throw him. No, he doesn't throw him out the plate, and it's another run down. Do we make ourselves unsackable so that we can try and make a... I don't know if I want to be unsackable in this club, but do we want to try and make a success of the Mariners and you know, build them up? Or if we get sacked, we go on to the next club. I'll leave that up to you guys to decide. I'm really sorry about this. This is not... I mean, you saw yourself. We had one bad game against Toronto, but this has been absolutely shocking. Reynolds to lead us off. Is he going to get a base hit there? It just might drop in, you know. It does. And so, here we go. Where's my rally fries? Where are my rally fries? Blaine Hardy comes on now to face Daniel Murphy. Can you imagine what a comeback this would be? Murphy gets into a double play, and that is just the Mariners to a T, isn't it? Whether you're new to the club or not, you just know when the time is to hit into double play. Tyler Walls with 2 outs. Just get it over and done with. Tyler Walls, there it is. Couldn't even manage a bloody run. So there we go. That puts us bottom of the division now. And that was absolutely shocking. Tyler Walls, look at that, right up there in stolen bases, though. So yeah, like I say, let me know what you think. I mean, the benefit of if we do become unsackable or unfireable is that it means that we could just do full rebuild. If we lose, 100 games in a season, then so be it, but we can look to go prospects. One prospect I did find too was this guy. Now, our head scout says not too good, but OSA say he's quite decent, and he is smashing it up in AAA. So if we could get Yusei out of the club, do we stick Logan Gilbert in, give him a chance as a starting pitcher? I'm inclined to think maybe, given he's only had 3 starts, so it's early days in that season as well. But yeah, just kind of thinking out loud there on that one. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. If you have enjoyed that for some reason, don't forget to hit like, subscribe if you're new, and we'll be back. It's June 4th, isn't it? The draft day. So we'll come back for that. Game 4 against the Texas Rangers, who are almost as bad as we are. Well, yeah, just a little bit better. So you never know. We might be able to win that. Though the Tigers, they weren't a great team either, were they? So we've got some very winnable games coming up here, though. 2 games against the Rangers, 4 games at home to Detroit, 3 games in Oakland, and then the Twins as well, and then the Rangers. So we're going to know a lot about this team when we come back next time, aren't we? Until then, guys, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.